Hi guys, my name is Janet, and today I'm going to take you with me for a little bit of antiquing, and after I will show you what I ended up bringing home with me. So every year my family takes me antiquing for my birthday because it's my very favorite thing to do, but this year it ended up snowing a ton the day before my birthday, so we stayed home and just had a really lovely, relaxing day, and we intended to postpone our trip for a day when the snow had melted. But time obviously got away from us because it is now spring and the daffodils are blooming and the weather is just gorgeous, but better late than never. We ended up splitting our normal day trip into a couple of days. So let me show you what we found. I've seen this here a couple of times. It's a brass telephone table with a marble top. Look at those details. If we still used telephones like this, I would so want this in my house. It's just beautiful. I thought the blue enamel on this cast iron skillet was really pretty. I almost wish I had brought that one home. This granite rolling pin was really cool, as was this wooden recipe box. I just don't keep my recipes on note cards, so I didn't know what I would use it for. Oh my goodness, I was in love with this brass lamp. Look at those details. It was $75 and I wasn't looking to spend that much money, but if it had been cleaned up and rewired, it could be amazing. These metal plates were so cute. They were covered with white enamel and they had this pretty blue flower design on them. They were really lightweight and reminded me of camping plates, if for some reason you were interested in having pretty camping plates. Here we are on the second day. This is the Falstaff Yorktown pattern. It's one of my favorites, so I always stop to look when I find pieces, but for $60 I passed on this one. I thought this painting was really neat because it's a scene from a local lake. You'll see me repeatedly gravitate towards blue and white dishes. It's such a wonderful color combination, but I do typically prefer floral designs. How neat was this juicer? It was handmade and the color of the glaze was so pretty. Here's another Yorktown piece. I seriously considered bringing this one home, but I already have a colander and I don't need two. This painted tray is another thing I thought about. Actually, I'm still thinking about it. I thought it would have been beautiful hanging up in my kitchen. It was just more than I was wanting to pay. When I got home, I looked up similar trays online. This one was $35, and I found that that was actually a really great price, but at this point it's probably gone. We didn't bring much with us in the way of decor or even furniture when we moved into this house, so in a lot of ways I feel like I'm starting from scratch. It's a challenge because I don't have a lot of pieces to decorate with currently, but at the same time it's also exciting because I get to bring in so many beautiful things. I am enjoying the process, but it's taking time because I only want to bring in things that I absolutely love. That sometimes leads to regret when I inevitably leave something behind at the store, because if I can't convince myself in the moment that I love it or am experiencing any doubt at all, I walk away. I hate buyer's remorse. Sometimes I do end up going back for things after I've had some time to think, but more often I just wait. I know eventually I will find something else, and it's usually something even better. Here's another thing I wonder if I should have gotten. This heart mold is adorable, and it was only $3. What was I thinking? I don't know. This copper candlestick holder was really neat. I liked it, but it was huge. The base was the size of my hand. I like this pretty needlework. I probably would have painted the frame a gold color instead of gray. So that's the end. Let's take a look at what I ended up bringing home. So at this first store, I actually completely forgot to film it, I think because I was so excited. It's my favorite store. Every few days they post pictures of new stuff that they've gotten in online. So I actually went into the store already knowing what I wanted to pick up. So the first thing I picked up was these two paintings behind me. I knew as soon as we moved into this house that I wanted to put something in those two arches, but I assumed that it was going to take a long time because I didn't think that I would be able to find something I loved for a good enough price. But these were only $10 each, so I got the pair of them for $20. I couldn't believe it. They are gorgeous original paintings. They were a little bit dirty, but that wasn't a big deal. I just cleaned them up, and then I had to repair the paint on the frame. I just used some rub and buff because some of the paint had flaked off, and now I don't think you can really even tell unless you get up close. But I'm so happy with them. I can't believe what a deal I got on them, and I look at them every day and smile because I just love them. The next piece I got was this print. You can see I've already hung it up in my bedroom. We've been working on it and we're missing trim and we still have to replace some doors, but it's here, it's up, and I just love the colors in this. I love the play between the shadows and the light, and I just think it's such a beautiful scene. The next thing I got was this mirror, and I thought it was so pretty until my husband told me that it reminded him of Loki. So now every time I think of it, I see Loki. I still love the mirror. I still think it's really pretty, but that is what I think about now when I look at it. I intend to put it in the bathroom that is actually right on the other side of the wall that this mirror is leaning against right now. The only way to access that bathroom is through a storage room in the garage. I suppose it is possibly meant to be like a little workshop with a bathroom attached to it, but we just use it for storage. So that bathroom never gets use. And it is dark and it is gross. And the only way you can get to it is through this little room in the garage. It's right here between the dining room and the living room. So we're going to add a door to it so that we can actually access it through the house instead of going out into the garage. And it'll basically give us another bathroom. So there is a makeover in this bathroom's future, hopefully sooner rather than later, because it would be wonderful to have a functional bathroom on this side of the house. And this mirror will look beautiful right above the vanity. The last thing I got at that store is this silver bowl. It has a red enamel inside. Red is not a color that I typically decorate with, but it was only $3. I couldn't say no because I really like the shape, and I thought that once we get the library built out, it could go up on a higher shelf and then you wouldn't be able to see the red inside, but you'd still be able to see the beautiful shape of the bowl. It does have a little bit of damage on the inside, but that doesn't really bother me because I won't be looking inside of it too much. Another option would be during Christmas time to fill it with greenery or pine cones or candles or something, and then the pop of red would make a lot more sense. But I just think that that is so pretty. So these next things I got at a store that is completely new to me. I've never been there before, but this was the first thing I picked up. It is made of brass and it has this sort of shipping scene on it, and it has a really pretty border, florals and swirls. I have cleaned it up a little bit. I'm not sure what its previous life looked like. It has some dents and scratches, and when I cleaned it up a little bit, there were definitely some globs of mud. It was so dirty. It looked like someone had stored it in their barn or something. I'm not really sure. It could use a little bit more cleaning, but it's a lot better than it used to be. I do plan to put this in the library, so I haven't hung it up yet because the library will be the last room that we complete. It's currently staging stacks of flooring and stuff that we put in there. It was made in England. My husband actually pointed this out and he really liked it, so I had to get it because he so rarely has an opinion on decor that I bring into the house, but he did like this, so it came home with us. Plus it was, I think, 40 or 50% off. It was $7, so I thought that was a pretty great find. The next thing I got was this little bowl, and it has the sweetest little cottage scene on it. A little stream and a bridge, and it has this beautiful floral border around the edge. And the back says English Village by Salem China Company. I just love dishes like this with the little scene and the floral around the edges, especially white and blue. That is probably my favorite color combination for dishes. I'm slowly trying to incorporate more of this style of dish into our everyday dishes. The last thing I got is this set of 6 bowls. It has a little castle in the middle, and then again with the beautiful floral edges. And the back says Royal Homes of Britain. There we go. It's a beautiful set. They actually had more pieces, plates and cups and saucers and more bowls too. I only got 6 of the bowls because the others were cracked and chipped, so I left those there. And I didn't get any of the cups and saucers because I just don't use them. So they just weren't going to be as useful to me, even though they were beautiful. I'm slowly working on replacing our current everyday dishes into dishes like this because they're just so beautiful and they bring me joy just looking at them. We currently have some old Corelle dishes that we picked up at Walmart years and years and years and years ago. And they've been great, serviceable for our family, and they even have a pretty edge to them. But I just love these old dishes and the character that they have. So I'm going to keep collecting pieces as I find them until I have a whole mismatched but coordinating set of dishes. So those are my finds. I hope you enjoyed coming along with me and looking at what I found. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.